Good evening. How you guys doing? This is open forum number 6. Here we go again. I wonder how many of these I'm going to make for a pivot again. One can never know until one does it, can they? I just kind of want to get on here and talk a little bit. And first, I wanted to talk about the particulars of my day, right? Who cares? Not to be a dick, but who cares? You know, we all got problems. So, the particulars of the idea of what happened today, it wouldn't make sense to you. It makes sense to me, they wouldn't make sense to you. It was like the beginning and end of a social experiment through observation, all in one like 6 hour period. But it made me realize today that I affect people. I do. A lot of people are affected negatively, mostly men with very big egos, weak constitutions. It's very rare that I run afoul of women. However, I've been stalked more than once. And without going into the details too much, what would one do? And I just want to pose this question. If you found out your stalkers had become friends, and not only did they become friends, but there's a lot of weird psychological bullshit involved. To me, where I'm at in my journey, I'm single. I've been single for a while. I haven't found someone that matches my kindness. And maybe I'm old fashioned or chauvinistic, but I was taught that the nurturing and the kindness and the kinder example of humanity lay in the gift and responsibility of women. That was all theirs. Men didn't get to have it. We didn't get to talk about our feelings. We didn't get to matter. You know, you went to therapy. What kind of clown are you? And so I've been unwilling to settle, even for a one night stand, because I want more. I'm not willing to settle for less. And somehow, it's bringing the crazies out of my past. And it makes no sense to me at all. I never go in reverse, so I'm not sure how do you deal with crazy. Me, as soon as I see crazy, it's a wolf. I don't really hunt female wolves. I don't. They're vicious animals. So what does one do? I'm living in a Jerry Springer episode right now. I wish Jerry was still on because I would pitch them my life. Now I wouldn't go on Jerry Springer, mind you, but they could sure find some actors for this piece of reality. It was like getting a gift and getting punched in the face all at the same moment and realizing that the punch and the gift had already happened and you were just realizing it had happened. What an obscure way to think about thought, correct? There it was. It's been some kind of day. You know what's weird is it fits the pattern of chaos. I pushed chaos out of my life. To me, chaos, the only form that actually exists that I identify in the world as chaos, is allowing somebody else to control my life's narrative. That's chaotic. Period. Anything I decide, it's not chaos. I made that decision. But people trying to affect my life, that's chaos. I suppose it's my own fault for hunting wolves, for being willing to hunt wolves. And I don't mind. Boy, do I need to get me some fucking higher hip waders for the bullshit I'm dealing with right now. It's a pretty good talking point, huh? Now I feel heard and you didn't have to hear the details. No pain passed. See how that works? I'm going to keep giving you examples of ways that I express myself and how I do it and why I think it's a good idea. So let's go into another one I want to talk about. The shit I say is too controversial for there to be no conversation. So, how does that equate? I figured it out. Someone's pretending to be me. But there's all kinds of interactions on my videos that have been re-downloaded and things change. So my original page can't be up. Isn't that crazy? There's no getting around it. You know, it's the internet. I hope they're making a lot of money off what I have to say. The idea that I would care is irrelevant because they're now relying on me making videos for content. So I think I'll let it grow a little bit before I stop making videos for a minute and fuck their whole channel up. What do you think about that? Or start every other sentence making sure I say, this is the only place you can find my videos. If you're watching this on a different channel, this is absolutely 100% a recopy, and you shouldn't listen to these people. Another thing I've done in all these videos, somewhere secreted away somewhere, is an ability to contact me. Like directly. Have a conversation. Get into it. Take it beyond just a snide remark on the internet. Maybe you need some life coaching. Maybe you need some help. None of you have watched all the videos. You really should start with the introduction video. You should work your way through. And somewhere in there, if you're dedicated, if nothing else, to hate me, if you watch all the videos, you'll find a way to directly contact me. It's weird, right? But here's the thing. I'm never going to contact anyone in any one of these videos. Ever. I'm not going to reach out on the side. Never going to be the type of human being that requires your attention. You're going to have to ask for mine. So now that we've established the parameters of this, and then I'm willing to have as open of a forum as you would like, you must do me the simple courtesy of dedicating yourself to thought. It doesn't matter if you agree with me or not, but you must pursue it. And in pursuing this thought, then you can contribute to the conversation in a positive way. You know, I didn't make these videos try to call anybody out, regardless how it sounds. I didn't make any of these videos to personally attack anybody. I've never said anybody's name. Never. So please understand that, like, you can't duplicate this. There's never going to be an order in which I talk about things. There's never going to come a time when I think that the best way to get to Z is A, B, C, and go all the way through the alphabet. I think we can warp drive over to X minus A and get to Z immediately. I think so. So I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to point out the fact that, like, if you think we've had a conversation, we haven't. If you think that I don't know what you think, but it hasn't happened yet. And I'm firmly convinced at this point that it has not happened because it is happening. I just don't get to see it from my page. It's an interesting concept. And I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Because I've had some really interesting comments that weren't negative from people that I could tell are deep thinkers, and they've all disappeared somewhere. And I don't think it's because I went off the deep end. So I just want to make you aware. I wonder how they'll be able to edit all this out, because I'm just going to keep doing this randomly from now on throughout the videos. And if the videos are shorter than 30 minutes, they're like 20 minutes, 22 minutes. On my page, sometimes that's the number, but I try to do really close to 30 minutes. So like if we're missing some minutes, it's because you didn't hear the whole message. Thirdly, this is the third talking point that I wanted to get into this evening. I thought it was really important. What do you think your life purpose is? That's a big one, right? But what do you think is the purpose of your individual life? Not life in general, that's too big. But do you, and I'm not even asking you to tell me, no, but do you understand forward momentum? What does that look like? Are you a person that looks to the future and based on the actions you're doing now, kind of expect the future to look a certain way? Do you have a plan for that? Doesn't matter good or bad. Doesn't matter what level or if you're going to make money or not at it. Don't care. But do you have a vision for the future? Do you? I think this is a really interesting question to ask, especially at this conjunction of time. Is like, let's say you did want to reach out to me and you did want to speak to me. What would the end result look like for you? What would be the thing that you would have an expectation about? I just want you to think about that. Like, we're just doing a made up scenario where for some reason you talk to me. What does that look like for you? What's your intent? I think it's a really big question to ask yourself before you contact me. I think that you should know your own heart, even if it's rotten, and be secure in that rottenness before you reach out to myself. I'm gonna pre warn you that I got a perfect fucking track record of telling the truth. And if for some reason you want to interact with me and you can't use that language called truth to speak to me plainly, don't expect what you expected. See, I got this thing in life about being real, not about what real is or what you think real is. It's just that who you are is based on what you believe. So it doesn't matter if your beliefs are everyone can die and I'm the reaper. If that's how you live your life, I think it's beautiful. It's art. Yeah, you just heard me talk about it like that. But if you come up to me, pretend to be good, and you're a dirtbag, there's a lot of people's egos I've stomped on over the years over something like that. So I think that probably intent is important. If you ever decide that for some reason you'd like to speak to me and you'd like to reach out and you'd like to have a conversation, because I'm not going to charge you for it. So have the respect to be honest with me. You guys want to see something cool? Probably never seen this before. This is a gold-plated double tetrahedron. It's silver with gold plating on it. It's kind of hard to focus it in. Anyway, I've been playing with this. What's cool about it is there's all these triangles. And depending on the way that you move the triangles and the way the light reflects, sometimes there's slight variances in the color through certain triangles. It's really interesting. But this thing right here, oh yeah, new talking point. This thing right here is a machine I want to build. This double tetrahedron. Because to me, it represents what I think the vibration around a molecule is. That's what I think the shape is. I think that since quantum physics says any molecule can be connected, then why can't all molecules be connected and intertwined in a different way other than the current wrapping light around each other? Could it also be possible that they could be connected by frequency and placement of frequencies to stabilize? It could be one thing to create a molecule, but to stabilize it, I think this is needed. Weird, right? I think I figured out how to build it. I really do. It's the newest science project, as it were. Everything's theoretical, of course. What do I know? I don't have an engineering degree and a science degree and fusion degree. There's so many degrees that you must have to even be taken seriously about any kind of theoretical thought in any kind of science, period, that I don't qualify. But then I look at this shape and I see a circle represented by triangles. Interesting concept, right? To create a circle with only triangles. I wonder if you made this thing out of copper, what you could create in the center of it. Weird, right? I get stoned and think sometimes. You know how it is. Just thinking about the future and going off technology and thinking what might be, you know? But I think this shape's really, really important. In fact, I think it's so important that it's been represented since the beginning of time. I think there's a reason for that. Whether I'm right or not, who cares? Whether I'll never ever, or maybe someday by miracle, create this thing, who knows? But am I willing to look at the world through a series of triangles instead of as a single circle? And each triangle representing a different piece of a color just to make up that one color so it becomes 3D? Is using my artistic mind so far off from theoretical physics? I don't know. Sounds good, right? Really glad you guys have been tuning in. All one of you, unless I make something that they think they can use as dirt on my name and then there's 10, 15 views. Patterns are how I've survived my whole life. Understanding the patterns of people, places, and things, and how things work. Nowadays, just about everybody gets 2 minutes of fame. And I've gone viral. Did you know I've gone viral before on some of my videos? Not here, not now. Probably 8, 10 years back. Hundreds of thousands of views on Facebook. And it was nothing to get people involved then. Nothing. I don't suspect this is much different. I think I'm just looking at it through the wrong triangle.